Hello, and welcome to another episode of Nerd BS. I think we're on episode 34 now.
Yeah.
So it is April 13th. So anything that happened before or on this date when we're saying, guess what happened today or guess what happened yesterday, it is the 13th of April. So that would,
That's a
that,
good point.
that just, yeah, more reference there because I know sometimes we release them a couple days past or even the next week sometimes. But anyways, I'm here, Alan, as usual, and I got my two boys here. I got Tomas. I'm gonna say Tomas this time. I think.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
Nice
I was a little
switcheroo.
confused
Yeah,
there at
I
first.
was gonna Kyle, but I was like,
Juke
I,
him
I,
I
I
out.
had
was,
to do a curveball on
Totally.
yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I'm feeling good. What's up?
you. There's Kyle over there. What do you got, Kyle?
We should do a live show one of these days, like on Twitch or something. I think we've done it before with Chris.
We did it. We did what that once. Remember?
That once, yeah.
With K Bizzle.
K Bizzle, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should do that more often. That
Yeah.
way it could be live, and then, anyone that listens to it later can look up the dates and figure that out. So, hi, everybody.
That's cool. There you go. Well, we'll have to definitely do that again. That was fun. We did it live before. We had like a little captive audience. I mean, we don't have a lot of followers, but K Bizzle had quite a few, so it was really interesting to see some notes and some
Yeah,
corrections
live.
while like in the heat of the moment. Uh,
That's nice. I like it.
but we got some. Yeah, I used to Twitch stream a long time ago, and I really enjoyed the communication in the community. It was a nice addition to just spouting out nonsense. So fun stuff. But anyways, well, we're gonna go through some contact stuff real quick that we go through every time. If you don't catch any of this stuff, I throw it all down in the description below or on the podcast or wherever you're looking. You could see it before, but we do have an email, nerdbackstory@gmail.com. We have Twitters at nerd_bs. I have my personal Twitter at scadmatrix. If you want to get into the Discord, which we have, contact us any of those places or in the comments on YouTube. But if you really want to get a hold of me, because I have been missing everything besides my Twitter, so I would highly recommend going on my Twitter first because that's where I'll probably see it. Because I've seen comments in the past where I've like, oh look, a comment, and it was like a week late, so I feel bad for that person a long time ago that happened to.
True.
Let's, let's see who wants. You guys, somebody jump in. Who goes
Um,
first?
well, I'll just take the reins since Alan picked me out for the greetings. So, uh, my Twitter is at TomasFDiaz86, and my Instagram is at TomasFDiaz86. It's really easy. They're both the same. I do have a website, TomasFDiaz.com. That's where I post like stories and things like that when I have a free moment and am not actually working on my second book. So, yeah.
Second book, nice.
Yeah.
Congrats. You can find me. I'm Kyle at Sky Boston Video Games on Instagram. Everything's there. Hit me up.
And you have a live show tomorrow. You just told me about
Hmm,
an auction, right? GameCube auction.
that's true.
Oh.
So
What time
yeah,
is that?
April 14th, if you're listening to this, and one on April
Oh,
15th.
it's gonna be past, way past. Oh, oops.
It's all right.
Hope we all got those
So
stuff.
here's the deal. I have one every Thursday and Friday at roughly 2:30 p.m. every week. So if you don't catch this one, like the GameCube one, I'll be having another one next week on Thursday, Friday. So like I said,
There you go.
hit
Yeah.
me up
So
on Instagram. All the links are there. You can figure it all out from
So,
there.
Kyle, if I could just take a second, because I'm curious about something. So I understand that you have uh, a large collection
what?
of
Where's this going? Okay.
Yeah,
a large collection of video games
could
and
go many ways.
consoles and and a lot of those kind of
I
collectibles
heard a
and stuff
rumor.
like that. um, do you use the money that you make? Do you use some of it to buy more product, or are you just getting rid
Ah,
of the product you have and after you're done, you're done?
right. So good question. If you're just listening for the first time or whatever, I resell video games on an app called Whatnot. Like I said, the links on my Instagram, Sky Boston Video Games. And yeah, I sell about 30, 40 games every time I do an auction. It's like a live auction on stream. Think QVC. meets Twitch kind of deal. And so,
Uh-huh.
to answer your question, yes, I I reinvest. So since I've
All right.
started, I've bought air conditioning for the garage. I bought a new printer. I bought a ring light, and I just bought a disc resurfacer, all coming out of the budget
Oh,
of the games I've sold. And I've been able to
nice.
purchase some games that I've never thought I'd be able to buy, like really expensive collectible ones that I never thought I'd have since selling. So
Nice.
yeah, I reinvest in the collection. I sell a lot of my own games off, and then I buy some other games and resell them. So yeah, I'm glad you asked.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. So check him out. And I will have to check him out tomorrow, but this will be out after that. So
Yeah, check out my
yeah,
large video game collection.
there you go.
Emphasis on
Yeah, of
large.
course. Since he's large and in charge of the video games.
I think it was very large. Was
Is that what you said? Very large,
yeah.
yeah. But don't get it twisted.
Well, thank you for that. Well, let's move into some of our stories this week or news. Yesterday, I think it's when it came out. The Stranger Things 4 trailer dropped, or a new Stranger Things 4
Right.
trailer dropped. So I know me and Scott, Kyle,
Either way,
uh,
either one's
yeah.
fine.
Oh yeah, my son also watches it. But we both watch Stranger Things. My wife actually, I think she caught up. And now we're all on the same page. So we're ready for this season. But what did you guys think of the? It looks like it's coming out in May 27th. I want to make sure. May 27th
Oh,
is supposed to be the season 4 launching.
good.
So we got a little bit of time next month, about a
Well,
month.
I've been ready, and almost to the point where I'm not. I don't really care anymore, to be honest. I'm not sure if it was COVID or what the delay was, but it's been a few years since the last season, which is
Yeah.
that's a big gap for any show, right? Like, and I wasn't too thrilled about season 3 either. So I'm excited. I will
Yeah.
obviously watch it, but I'm not that stoked on it yet.
Yeah. So a big thing here. I know Tomas doesn't watch it, but each season,
haven't
and
seen it
quite a
yet.
little bit of spoilers. We have a heavy D&D influence on this, at least in a sideline aspect, where the children have named the creatures off of D&D creatures. For instance, the first season was the Demogorgon, the second season, and I think the third, where both ended up being the Mind Flare, and then the last one, or the current one of the 4 is we're seeing what appears to be a lich. So this is what seems to be the new bad guy if you see the trailer. It seems to be showing in that. So I mean, any thoughts about that? We all, I mean, me and Tomas know what liches are. Liches are usually, controllers of the undead. They did show the red-haired girl. I can't remember her name was, but she was over the grave of Billy, who died last season.
Whoa, that's a
Uh,
spoiler.
yeah, I just realized that I did say spoilers were coming for the
Oh,
previous seasons.
okay.
So I did say that. It's light. Well, that's a pretty major spoiler.
That's a
But
pretty
anyways,
big one.
it's a pretty big one. Actually, I forgot he died until I saw the trailer. I was like,
Uh,
oh yeah, that's right, that
See,
happened.
yeah, that's what I mean though.
Uh,
It was that's a big spoiler, but also it had been so long. Like, what even happened? Now I have to go back and watch it.
yeah, in a little while. But the reason I brought it up was because Lich and then them dying. Liches are usually having to do with magic and a
Yeah.
lot of undead things. So I'm getting a weird idea that maybe we might be seeing Billy again in a different way. I don't know.
I
Yeah.
kind of didn't like him as a character, so
I think he kind of grew. I mean, he grew as a character. He came
yeah.
kind of good at the end. He was kind of definitely a kind of a jerk
I
throughout the
just
season, but towards the end he matured.
yeah, like his character arc was fine. I just him like I almost just felt forced throwing another character in there, which I guess you have to do. I don't know. Maybe you don't have to, but I didn't think they needed another character in the mix of an already like 17-person cast. It was like, oh, okay.
Oh wow.
But
Yeah.
he had
This is gonna be
abs,
this is gonna be
so
much different. Yeah. Well, it's gonna be much different too because they're all much older. I mean, they at least
yeah.
they're at that point. Not only did we have quite a large break in between these last two seasons, but also, they were. I think they're all at that brink, like that we've all been, where you're still a kid and then you just like shoot to adulthood.
Yeah.
With the couple break. Well, not really adulthood, but like you go from kid to teenager, and so I think they're at that point where they're right at that teenage cusp to adults. So this is going to be an interesting difference in attitude where you're not having to follow in the kids anymore, which is kind of a shame because it really added a different flair to this whole thing, kind of a Goonies esque, a good Goonies. I actually don't really like Goonies,
What?
but
Whoa.
Goonies. I know I was gonna brush over that real quick.
Excuse me.
And who has bad taste in movies?
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Goonies. I won't lie.
Oh my
I
god.
thought I liked Goonies. I won't deny. I thought I liked Goonies. I remember watching it when I was younger. I remember thinking I liked it.
Uh-huh.
Then I watched it again when I was older, and I really didn't like it.
Who told you to watch it again? I didn't tell you to watch it again. Go watch it again.
Yeah, I haven't seen it since I was a kid.
I was like, Goonies, I want to watch it again.
You just bury that deep in your nostalgia bank and you leave it there.
You don't touch it again.
Unfortunately, I made the mistake, and not saying it's a terrible movie, but I really didn't enjoy it when I watched it again.
It's like touching Dragonheart again.
Oh,
the first Dragonheart.
Gosh, yeah, that's a bad one.
That was good.
That was it
was awesome when it came out.
Blasphemy! Yes,
you have to you have to be in the time frame when it came out and imagine like, okay, there's never been CGI before.
Yeah. Like this was amazing.
And it's
it
Sean
blew
Connery.
Our little minds.
It's Sean Connery as a dragon. Yes.
Anyways,
doesn't hold up. Does not hold up.
I do feel like we are losing something without having the children be children, which is not their fault. I mean, they're going to grow up, but we're still losing something.
Yeah,
not having that.
I looked up the release date for season 3 was July 2019, so almost 3 full years.
Yeah, so they have 3 years. 3 years is a lot of time for a kid.
Yeah, it's they kind of missed.
Life is changing.
They missed the window for them to still be kids, but I have faith that they will do that well. They will,
I was kind of I was kind of hoping that we would. Okay, so obviously the events that are happening in Stranger Things do not entirely revolve around the kids. I mean, it's just always so happens they're in the area that they're happening. So I've always kind of thought that we would move on to other people. Like it would be like a world, and we would move on to other people that are dealing with this in that world.
That's not a bad idea.
And I think so. I know, but people get really caught up in like seeing the same people every time.
Well, apparently the production company thinks it's a bad idea.
They can make cameos. Yeah, it's a risk. It's definitely a risk.
It's definitely a risk. Yeah, I guess it's always a risk to do that because you're really starting from semi-scratch. I mean, I would always consider the world a character. I mean, whenever you consider the Millennium Falcon a character in Star Wars. I mean, it's its own character.
Yeah, but then you'd have to find new actors every season, and it would just
contracts.
Kind of
cheaper.
Child labor laws.
Because new actors are much cheaper usually than
but you're hiring
people again.
But like Kyle said, you're making a new contract each year, and it's just why not just make a contract with them at a low rate for a 3-year contract instead of a 1-year contract at a low rate?
Yeah, that's a good point. But they kind of have been doing that, right? Like they brought new characters in every season so far. So, but I get what you're saying. Where it's like more focused on the new characters.
The older characters, and the older characters though they sign a contract that lasts for 4 or 5 seasons. And they're locked in at a next rate, so it's like that's why they don't like Alan said. I'm of the opinion.
Except for what Alan spoiled.
Yeah, usually when a show gets traction, they're
Yeah,
all
but
able to renegotiate their contracts. It's not like nothing's ever set in stone.
I would say some are. I would say a lot less are able to renegotiate anything. Like maybe the stars.
Logistically, I just
but-
think it would, or just as the show wise, not talking about content,
Yeah,
but it would
all
be
right.
more
Yeah.
interesting if
Anyways,
we
it doesn't. Yeah.
avoided following the same cast and we actually kind of follow new people. But that's
Yes,
always
that
been
would
my
be
case with
interesting, though.
everything. Like that's my big thing with Star Wars too, is I've always felt it'd be more interesting to follow
Mandalorian.
different people besides the
Someone beyond
Skywalker
the Skywalkers.
clan. Yeah, I'm getting a little tired of.
Boba Fett.
I love the Skywalker
But you
clan.
didn't
but
like
it's
Boba Fett, wasn't that not Skywalker?
Yeah, but it was also Boba Fett. I mean,
he's got nothing. This is the most he's got.
mean, yeah, exactly. Boba Fett's got nothing. What has he got? He's not interesting.
I mean, I'm not arguing that
wasn't-
fact.
yeah.
I'm just saying that.
I will say Mandalorian was great.
Yeah,
I
it
didn't
was.
really like how Luke Skywalker just showed up and kind of smashed that. Like, oh, by the way, we're all connected. Everything's connected.
Smash that.
Uh,
Oh yeah, they still got the Skywalker
Yeah, we just still got it in
in
there.
there.
Yeah, you gotta have the.
Squeeze him in there.
He did look
You
good
gotta
though.
wedge those Skywalkers in.
It did. I will bet it was nice seeing Luke Skywalker again.
Well, he
I-
just like
especially
the CGI
in
just
the
looked good.
Mandalorian. Yeah.
Yeah.
You did finish the Mandalorian, correct, Kyle?
Yeah, I fin. You mean
Or
Boba
spoiler
Fett? Yeah, I finished it all.
Well, Boba Fett, the second Mandalorian.
Season 3, Mandalorian, right?
He looks much better. He looks much better in that than he did at the end of Mandalorian, in my opinion. I think he looked better.
Yes. Yeah.
in Mandalorian and Boba Fett.
Yes, that's what I'm
and
saying.
the two best episodes of Boba Fett that had no Boba Fett in
Yeah.
it.
Oh my gosh, yeah, those episodes were so good with the Mandalorian.
I know.
No, poor Boba.
I
What Boba ever do to you? What did Boba
what
ever
Boba
do
did
to you?
was he wasn't Boba Fett. He was gangster guy, and it was like, if you want a gangster guy, why don't we get a gangster guy? Why are we taking Boba Fett
I
and
mean,
turning him into gangster guy?
I mean, fair enough. I would argue that point to my grave, but I still think that poor Boba Fett. He doesn't deserve all this. He tries. He tries to be
I
Boba.
thought it was all right.
And
It wasn't.
Boba's Boba.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible.
But-
I won't say it was terrible,
I think
but it definitely was a downgrade.
The point you're making is
What
like
would you?
the Mandalorian had free reign, right? Like you're in the
Yeah.
universe,
Mhm.
you do whatever you want because you're brand new. Where Boba Fett was still tied in, they still had to tie his stupid
Mhm.
backstory in, and that was the hard part. Was like we
Yep.
had to do the whole Sarlacc pit and all that backstory, and we had to do it all because he's part of the series already. Whereas like if you just done another new character, which now that I'm
Yeah.
saying this out loud, maybe Obi-Wan's not going to be good because of that reason. Where it's like
Yeah, I
he's
was
already-
actually going to bring that up
I
too.
kind of thought that as well. Like, I really liked the trailer, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna say I think the only reason why I want to see it is because I like to see Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan.
yeah,
But
same.
actually getting excited for a story, I am not really excited for it, because I feel like besides what we got in the original trilogy, also the end of Rebels. I think it was Rebels, where they showed the last confrontation between him and Maul. I think that was perfect. That was it.
Yeah,
That's all
it
we
was
really
really
needed
good.
of him. That was great. We saw how powerful he was. We saw like everything of that, and then we move on to him coming into the original trilogy. But now we're gonna get this weird side story that I don't know if it's gonna be good, and I'm worried that it's gonna be just another flat note.
Yeah. You don't be worried. We don't need to be
Who knows?
worried about entertainment anymore. I get what you're saying though. It's just
Yeah.
I'm getting my hopes up and whatever.
Well, I don't know how we got to Star Wars, but we found
It
our way
always
there pretty
it always
quickly.
does.
It always comes down to Star Wars. But you're right, Kyle. The entertainment, these big budget shows, we will pull away for a second because I just wanted to talk about a new album that actually came out, because I've been listening to it a lot. And I know we don't talk a lot about music quite a bit, but every once in a while, one of my favorite bands comes out with something. And on April 1st, Pup released The Unraveling of Pup the Band, which is a new alternative pop punk album. And I really enjoy it.
Pop
I
punk, huh?
posted pop punk is what I guess what they would be called.
I still doing that.
I don't know.
I like that stuff.
Yeah, of course they are. Good. Well, you might enjoy this album then. It's really good. Uh, it's one of the few albums. Most albums nowadays, I usually can just like throw on a mix or something and just listen to it. This is one of the first ones that I really enjoyed in a while. That I've really enjoyed just listening to the album like straight through, instead of like letting it shuffle or anything. I think it just works perfectly uh, on its own. So that's one thing that I really enjoyed about it. Obviously, the couple songs I really enjoyed uh, are the Totally Fine. It's the one I posted in Discord. It's actually probably I guess I don't know what you call it, the one that they did like a music video for and everything. Um, and I really like Cutting Off the Corners, which is a really soft, a little slower song. And the last song, Pump the Band Inc. is filing for bankruptcy, is a really fun, just kind of more silly song out of all of them. Needs to be a little more lighthearted. So I'm really enjoying the album, and I can just talk about it, but it's hard for me to just explain it instead of just saying go listen to it. So I would highly recommend checking it out. Pup the Band's The Unraveling of Pup the
Pup
Band.
the Band.
So Pup, yeah, the band is called Pup. You can search for them on Spotify. The whole album is on Spotify. I don't know if it's on
Do they
YouTube. The
go?
music video for Totally Fine is on YouTube.
Do they go by Pup the Band, or is it just
Nope,
easy?
it's just Pup.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah, just PUP is the name of the
but you
band.
wrote Pup the Band
Um,
on the notes.
well, the album is called The Unraveling of Pump the Band.
Interesting.
Um,
Yeah, that
yes,
was
it
so
is interesting.
confusing when you wrote that in our outline.
I know because I could have elaborated
Yeah,
more, but I just
you
left
didn't
it
need
there.
to, but I was just like, "Ooh, that's unraveling," and it's. I thought it was like, "Oh man, this band they totally destroyed themselves. Somebody did something." No, it's just the name of the album.
The music video actually is kind of funny because they're kind of making fun of corporations that get like super big, and then like something comes out, and then it just gets destroyed uh, and falls apart.
Nice,
It's actually a really funny music video. I'd check it out. I posted it in Discord. Give you a good taste of the vibe of the album
I'll
too.
check them out.
And Pup usually does they do a good mix of darker tones and lighter stories as well. So good
Nice.
stuff. Good catchy pop punk music.
Nice. Yeah.
Uh, but anyways, moving on to one of our more uh, common fortes, video
Ooh.
games. We have a couple video game tacos. I just want to bring up Tiny Tina's Wonderland for a minute. It came out, and I got
It's
it.
a thing.
So
Nice.
it's a new game, and I own it. So it's really fun. I'm enjoying it. It's definitely more Borderlands, but
I thought it
it is
was.
set in more of a fantasy.
Yeah, I thought it was DLC the first time I heard about it, which was a while ago.
So yeah, so there was a DLC. This is based off of a DLC that came out for Borderlands 2.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Tiny Tina does like a D&D esque thing for the Vault Hunters. And so you play through it, and it has a lot of like references to D&D, Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings. It has like lots of fantasy references. It's a really fun little one shot. They gave it away for free a couple months back as a standalone, as a hype mechanism for this game that came out. Um, so this game is like taking that to the next level. So I've the main difference is you have the like three or four, I think there's 4 or 5 classes instead of characters, and
Mhm.
you make your own character from scratch, like with like a character. You actually have to create your character in a way.
Mhm.
Um, so instead of a unique hero or a specialty hero, you're going to be creating your own, and you pick a class, and you can multi-class later. But I haven't got to that point yet. Um, but they took out grenades and they added spells instead. You have spells instead of grenades.
Mhm.
So I've been playing the Spore Walker, I think is what it is, which kind of is like a ranger, but the pet is this mushroom creature that
Mhm.
that attacks things and farts to taunt and poison everything around it. Yeah, it's definitely Borderlands. It's definitely silly, uh, and it threw me off because Will Arnett is actually the voice of the main villain.
Oh, that's cool.
So that threw me off because it started and I was like, and he kind of does this narration right at the beginning, like when you click play, essentially. Uh, he starts it off with his narration, and I was sitting there like, who is that voice? And I had to look it up. I was like, oh my god, it's Will Arnett. Of course it
I
is.
know that
What?
voice.
Yeah, I do that voice. So it was interesting.
Oh, you can be Butt Stallion.
Yeah, but you can't be Butt Stallion.
Well, it's a character.
No,
it's not
a
a character you can play as. Oh, I
Yes,
see. Okay.
it's Queen Butt Stallion.
Oh
Yes,
my gosh.
it is the the character that Tiny Tina like is obsessed with. It's like basically like a little unicorn model that she puts into the game as the queen of the land, and she's like amazing and stuff. And I won't go into any spoiler details about that, but it's yeah, it's been really fun though. I'm looking forward to playing more. I was playing with my brother quite a bit. It was kind of odd because I also got Elden Ring, so I was like, I'm at this point now where I'm sitting here like, oh my god, which one do I play? And like my brother doesn't own Elden Ring, so I'm playing Tiny Tina's with him. But I'm like, everybody that I would try to convince to get Tiny Tina's is already playing Elden Ring, so it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
it's a
want
balancing
Tiny
act.
Tina's. I want Tiny Tina's, but right now I'm in Elden Ring for the long haul. So
Yeah, you are.
Exactly, so it's a
yeah.
difficult.
Same here.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get Tiny
for sure. Well,
Tina's
yeah,
probably
yeah.
like in 6 months.
Yeah.
Maybe when I beat Elden Ring,
I
which
have
might be the same.
two. I have two friends that have basically said they swear it's coming to Game Pass and they're going to wait.
Oh,
Because
it could be,
unlike
huh?
some other games that I complained about last time, Grand Theft Auto, uh, Tiny Tina's is cross-platform, so that
Oh,
means you can play with your Xbox buddies on it.
okay, yeah.
So
Ah,
I
I'll
told
just wait
them
for
I
that.
hope it comes to Game Pass.
I'll go
Yeah, I
that's
for
hope
that.
it
actually
comes to
pretty
Game
cool.
Pass,
Because we
so
we
then I
all
can just
beat
tell people
Borderlands 2 together, but I never got into 3 at
Mhm.
all, and I feel like this
yeah,
would
I've
be a
been meaning
good
to go.
one
I
to go
wanted to go
back.
back to it. Yeah, but then this one was coming out, and I was like,
Yeah,
I loved that DLC,
I'd rather play
so
this
I
one.
was excited.
I'd rather play this one too. Yeah.
Mm.
It seems like it'll be more fun in general for me, mainly because of the D&D stuff. Because
Yeah.
I'm a huge D&D fan, so it's like this is just more on top of that. So I get all the little inside jokes and stuff sometimes when they're brought up. But it's been fun. I know I'm gonna go off order here, but since we brought up Elden Ring, I know Kyle says he started Elden Ring. I did as well a little bit. So what did you want to talk about Elden Ring a little bit, Kyle?
It's wonderful. It's Dark Souls 4 is what it is. And there's open world aspects which are fun and fine, but once I get into the dungeon, I'm like this is my territory. And I did,
Yeah.
call upon the assistance of Tomas and Imogen. Man, they were super helpful because I was so stuck in that castle we were in. Oh man. And
Yeah.
Alan, you mentioned, I thought you were joking. I still think you're joking about a no death run, which is like there's no way. There's no way you're doing
Yeah,
that.
I hadn't died yet, so I felt like I would ride it until I died, and then
Oh.
I died.
Well, I
So
died just by
there's actually
hopping
some
around.
wolves. Yeah.
I just hopping around on walls,
Oh really?
and I died several times. Yeah, and then
Oh,
you have
I didn't get that.
to. You'll get there eventually. It'll be fun. A cliff or something.
Yeah.
It'll happen. It'll be
Oh, I'm
You
great.
sure.
won't be
I
paying attention, and you'll
Yeah,
just run off the edge or
you get
Yeah, I got
something.
killed
excited.
by some wolves, and then I ended up getting killed by a boss, and then I tried to get them to come help me, and they did, uh, Tomas and Imogen, but we were having a time trying to get
Yeah.
like them loaded in. For some reason, it was like fighting us all night. I don't know what was going on.
Actually, Imogen and I were having some trouble today right before we were playing. Like, we were waiting for our dinner because we ordered dinner out, we were waiting for it. and we were playing while we waited for it. And yeah, we were having trouble today too. I don't know what's going on. I want them to put a patch out to
Yeah,
fix Elden Ring
there's something
connection.
with it apparently, and I joined just in time. And the primary reason I even asked for it for my birthday was like, I think I asked something about it in our Discord channel, and I had a couple people like, "Oh yeah, we'll play with you," and so I was like, "Okay, cool. I can have people just carry me like an ambulance. They can just carry me to the finish line on one of those little cot things,
Yeah.
But I got it, and then like so the first time I got the tutorial, and so I was like, well, I'm out here, and I just wandered for a bit. I was killing some guards, and then I finally died, and I was like, all right, where are they? Where are they? So I tried to get them, but I was having such a hard time getting them in. And then not only that, every time we'd like get one of them in, like somebody would invade the game, and so
Yeah.
they could get in,
Yeah.
but the other person we were trying to get in couldn't get in. It
Yeah.
was the stupidest thing, and it was driving me insane.
And how do
And
you feel
yeah,
about
that was
the
it's
invaders,
fun.
Alan? What's your take on the people
Oh, I
invading?
hate it. I hate it.
Oh, okay.
I like GT. I like GTA Online, but the worst part about GTA Online is when someone just wants to be a troll and just flies around in their flying motorcycle with rockets and is just killing people for no reason. It happens too often.
Hey,
Now this is not exactly as consistent as that, but it's
true.
still annoying.
I mean, I was playing with Tomas, and some dude with a boss weapon came in, and the range on that was like better than my crossbow. He had like a sword, and
Yeah. Oh, word.
he could hit us from like 30 feet
That's
away.
what. Yeah, that's what's like. It's so frustrating because when they first put out the game, it was working fine, multiplayer just fine, and then I don't know. I guess a bunch of people started complaining about certain spells being like too OP,
Always,
and
every
so part of
single
their
Dark
patch,
Souls game has been that way. It's so annoying.
yeah. So they put out a patch to like help nerf some of these spells, and now we can't multiplayer because the stupid patch doesn't let us multiplayer well. And these people are walking around with swords that have better range than like our crossbows and stuff. And it's like, come
Some of
on.
those weapons are insane. I rolled all the way
Yeah.
back. I was like, all right, time to heal. Oh no, he got me. Okay, cool. This is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was looking forward because I really liked the game. Looked really cool, and it still does. I won't lie, it still looks really cool. I want to play this game more in like
Mhm.
multiplayer. I was enjoying it by myself, but I have like a build on that on a YouTube video was like OP profit build. So I'm like, all right, let me get this OP profit build, and then I'll be just like super powerful, and
Dude, no shit.
then I can wander around a little better.
Oh
Not feel
yeah.
as bad.
Yeah, the only reason I'm able to wander around on my own is because I played the previous Dark Souls. That's really
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I just know it's the same exact mechanics and everything. So
It's
plus
it's
they
also
added stealth.
I remember the first time that I played Dark Souls. Like I was bad at it. I wouldn't play unless someone else was playing with me, and that was it. And then I played it more and more and more. And honestly, it just kind of became a confidence thing after a while. Now I'm perfectly fine to run around by myself. I don't care.
Well, we'll see if I ever get to that point. I'm not hopeful.
I say stick with it, man. It's really fun.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
will
no
try.
pressure.
I really enjoyed it. I got these headphones too, and I still have these Elden Ring caps that I didn't know what I'm gonna do with yet. So maybe I gotta love Elden Ring now. They're these little customizable things for my Astro headphones now.
Oh.
Mhm.
That yeah, they're pretty fancy. Um, so yeah, I guess they kind of forced me to try to get
They
into it.
got you.
They were so nice. This letter was so nice too. That made me want to support them because I was like, "Aw,
That's cool.
you guys are nice."
Yeah, they seem like a
So
good company.
they do. So props to them. But
But what the
unlike
heck are they
them,
thinking
or
about? Like those evil things. Like who thinks of those creatures? That's a whole nother story.
well, that was Yeah, that's a whole. We'll have to dissect George R. Martin's brain.
Oh yeah,
Um,
him too.
he didn't create that stuff though. He created the world,
Yeah, I'm
but
talking
I
about the
think
Yeah,
monsters.
but
these people created Bloodborne. So I
yeah,
mean,
but
Yeah.
I know when I was playing it, there were times where I was like, "Oh, that's totally Martin influence right there. I can see that."
that's good. Well, I mean, we've talked about these B titles, but we have this Kingdom Hearts 4 game that was
B
announced.
titles.
Uh, you remember when Kingdom Hearts 3 was announced, Kyle? Do you remember that? Remember when they
Yeah.
talked about Kingdom
Oh,
Hearts 3?
stoked.
And then how long did that one take to come out?
Oh man,
10 years roughly?
I was like I was prime at the age where like Kingdom Hearts was prime for me, right? Like middle school, high school, like just beginning of high school where I still like Disney movies and to mix it with like Final Fantasy stuff was like this is great. I can't wait for more. And then yeah, 10 years later it was like, well, I'm an adult now. I'm having kids.
I I bought a PS3 for Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh, they
remember
skipped a whole
that.
It was on sale. I
console.
was like,
I forgot.
better get it. I better get the PS3 while it's on sale because the Kingdom Hearts is coming out any day now.
Well, okay. On that note, just real quick, do you remember the Final Fantasy VII remake was supposed to be on PS3,
Yes.
and here we are
Yeah.
on the PS5 that it came out on. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, it came out on PS4 before the PS5 came out, but still,
barely.
it was very late. Yes, it was very late in the PS4 cycle for sure.
And the rest of them are going to be
But anyways,
PS5. So, anyways, yeah.
yeah, I know that's what people were thinking about. It's like I'm gonna own this on PS4, and the other two are coming out on PS5 whenever they come out.
Yeah, if they
Uh,
come out, yeah.
yeah. Oh my,
I
that's
still think
another
it's
thing.
if.
Anyways,
Yeah.
all this nonsense was leading toward we got a Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer that was
Trailer.
finally, yeah, trailer that came out. I don't know if you watched it yet, uh, Kyle.
Yeah.
I know I did
Oh
because
yeah.
I immediately was like, "Ooh, Kingdom Hearts stuff," and there
Can-
was some sort of okay. I saw the announcement beforehand. What was that? Is that it's a phone game, right? They had like a phone game before it.
Oh gosh, did they? Was that a phone game?
Yeah, it was some sort of phone game that was like, "Oh, we're gonna." It's supposed to be another. It looked like the same art from the last phone game that I don't know if it exists anymore. And then there
I
was
don't know.
another phone game I guess they're showing that was like a 3D one now. I don't know.
No, I'm
I
not
don't
up on
like
the.
that these phone games are linked because I
Yeah.
actually love. There's very few compilation games that I've actually beaten every game. I just beat the GTA one, which is I'm surprised that happened. But another one I did was I did all the Kingdom Hearts. I actually went through all those again
Nice.
on the
Very
collect
nice.
when they were re-released on the PS4.
Yeah, that's a good
Uh,
collection. That's a really
when the PS3 was coming out, yeah.
very affordable.
When Kingdom Hearts 3 was coming out, like when we knew a date and everything. So I started
Mm-hmm.
going through them, and I went through all of them, but there was a couple that were like they were from the phone game or something. So what's annoying is these phone games are like connected. They actually are part of the story, which is so confusing to
That's
me.
yeah.
Because the Kingdom Hearts storyline, we all know it's top notch and just
Yeah.
completely coherent.
Super clear,
So
very coherent, not no trouble at all. You can jump right into any of
no
them,
trouble.
any
You
game.
don't need to be Charlie Day with a corkboard to figure out what's going on. But we got the 4 out. This is completely different. He's like waking up.
Of course,
It's
he's
supposed to be like
waking up.
in the
That's
real
all they
world.
ever do. That's
He's
all
always waking up.
they're always
It's
just
true.
waking up from the last adventure.
Really, Sora is he's a narcoleptic. So
Yeah,
he's just
he
always
just
falling
goes and
asleep.
beats a bunch of people up and then falls asleep for however long that is. That's
Just
his MO.
hibernates.
Yep. Yeah.
So he's like in the modern world now. So I guess what I'm understanding is something. So he leaves at the end of Kingdom Hearts 4. I never even played the bonus stuff, the DLC. I never played that. I really should go
I
back
have.
and do. I did beat 3,
Did I buy it?
but I
I don't
didn't
know.
beat the DLC.
Yeah, I haven't beat 3 at all. So I haven't either.
Okay. Well, I beat 3, but I did beat the DLC. I've heard that the DLC is like the true ending or something. So now
Oh
I'm kind
my
of annoyed
gosh.
about that, but I need to figure that out later.
See,
But
completely
anyways,
coherent, easy to understand.
It
No,
all makes sense.
it's so easy. You could
Simple
pick
as
it up
pie is what it
anywhere.
is.
Pick it up anywhere, any game,
Just
and jump right
not be
in.
drowning in an ocean of lore. Uh, but anyways, so yeah, so it looks interesting. Very high quality, but of course it's supposed to be next gen graphics. Uh, but he was just running on the street and he was fighting a big blob of Heartless. I mean, didn't really show much besides that, but it looked nice. I
Yeah, it
mean,
looked good.
Goblin and Goofy looked cool. They looked high quality again, but still,
Yep, next gen.
I don't know. Are you trying to get excited for this? I don't know.
Am I
I'm on
trying
the
to?
fence. I'm like
No.
I want to be excited for it, but at the same time, I've been burned before by
Yeah, it
Kingdom
sounds like you're
Hearts.
the only one really getting excited about this, Alan. I hate to
I
break it
want
to
to
you.
get excited for this. I'm not even excited for this. I'm really just talking about it to talk about it because I
No.
want it to be
Yeah,
bigger deal.
I get what you're saying because I would consider myself a Kingdom Hearts fan. However, I don't think anyone asked for this one. And the what I keep seeing
Yeah,
is wasn't 3. Why not just end it at the trilogy? And I guess they might have done that, and maybe this is just another route. I don't know. That
yeah. This
again,
the
it's so
story the
confusing.
story's ended. The main
Yeah,
story has ended, but now this is like a new story. I guess is what I'm understanding.
right. And I don't think anyone asked for that. And it's like now you're gonna start pumping out console games like after we waited a decade for number 3. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I
Why?
don't understand that entirely.
So I'm not.
There's a
I'm
lot of
not
weird
excited
things we're
at
getting.
all.
Yeah, there's supposed to be a hint of a Star Wars world in the trailer. I'd have to look at the trailer again.
Oh, they're
I
gonna
saw
do
that
Star
popping
Wars.
up.
They're going to do Star
Yeah,
Wars.
well, there was rumors of Star Wars and Marvel in 3, but that didn't happen either. So, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, Kingdom Hearts is very heavily inspired by Star Wars. Uh,
Mhm.
obviously is. So it makes sense that it's only a matter of time
Right.
that we're gonna wait, and obviously the Marvel stuff as well.
I don't know if you're
So,
being sarcastic or serious about it being modeled after
oh
Star
no,
Wars.
it is. It's
Okay.
definitely inspired by it, by Star Wars, Kingdom Hearts. I've
Okay.
always felt that. I don't know if you felt the same way, but the whole Keyblade stuff, that's totally Jedi's. The
I
whole
never.
Yeah, I get what you're
There's a
the
saying.
whole
played any of them.
organization, you get like a Sith vibe from that, where they're all in
Yeah,
cloaks and everything.
it was just always Final
And that,
Fantasy to me.
I mean, there's definitely Final Fantasy inspiration as well. I mean, but I don't know. I've always
Yeah,
kind of got a very Star Wars feel vibe. I've always felt like
yeah, the
Mickey's
gummy
like a
ship,
Yoda, and yeah, and the gummy
the
ships, and they're
gummy
going to the
ship
different
Seeker.
planets and everything like that.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Just as definitely syncs well with Star Wars,
He
if
does.
anything.
He does fight like
Um,
Yoda. I didn't even think about that. Mickey Mouse fights exactly like
yeah, he
Yoda.
flips around a lot. I remember in Kingdom Hearts 2, noticing that as he
Yeah,
does do a lot of flips.
he just yeah. It's yeah.
So
But he's not
so
as cool as Yoda.
I've
Let's just
always
get that straight. He's not nearly as cool as Yoda.
I wouldn't say that, but I would definitely say I could tell that's the kind of vibe they're going for with them.
Yeah, that's true.
Uh, but anyways, but yeah, so I guess we're at the point where let's see what happens.
Yeah,
Let's see
I
when
mean,
this
I'll
actually
get
comes
it.
out,
I'm gonna
and
get
we can
it.
look at it.
But when it
Yeah,
goes on
of course,
sale
I will too.
and the DLC is
I'm
already out,
waiting.
that's when I'm gonna buy it.
Part of me is like I'm waiting for like a good collection. I don't think they're going to with all the collections they've been releasing. I want like the full story, including Kingdom Hearts 3 and the
I have
DLC. I
I
want
have the
that.
with the DLC. They don't have the DLC
Yeah,
yet.
but see, it
Yeah,
doesn't have the DLC. It's so annoying. It's like, why are we leaving off like that last little bit?
because
Why is that
you
not
can
on
get
there?
them all. Like sometimes it goes on sale for like $10, and it gets all the games. You can get all of them.
Yeah,
Some
I've
so
been meaning to grab that one
that's the one I
for
have
sure.
minus the DLC.
Yeah,
Right, you're right. So that's
yeah,
an
of
extra
course.
20-30 bucks or whatever. It's like, oh, I see what you're doing.
Yeah, and it's not even like nearly as much content
No,
either. I think it's like a boss rush, right? It's like 10 bosses or something. That's what I
yeah,
heard it was. It's nothing incredible.
that's not bad though.
Anyways, besides potentially the true ending of the
Oh my gosh,
of
yeah.
3 apparently. But anyways, I
Wait,
digress.
wait.
We shall
One
what?
more thing. Did they
Okay.
did the trailer? I didn't watch it with volume because I was with kids. Did it have the song?
Uh-huh.
Did it have the famous
No, I don't
do do do
think
do
it
do? Come on, they didn't have it.
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't remember actually.
Oh baby. No, all right.
Oh no, it didn't have that.
Yeah, they're missing out.
Simple and Clean? Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
Like from the first game?
Yeah, is that from the first one? I thought it was from number 2.
Yeah, Simple and Clean. I'm pretty sure Simple and Clean's from the
Well,
first one.
that's how they're gonna hook me if they just like they did with Obi-Wan. They brought back the the whatchamacallit.
The Duel of Fates.
Yeah, they brought Duel of Fate. So they hooked me in. That's how they're gonna get me with Kingdom Hearts. You got to bring that song back. Just remix it. There's
There
like
you
a
go.
thousand remixes
I
you
mean,
can
they've
find right
done
now.
all three of the games have their own unique intro song. I just think
Yeah,
Simple
but
and
none of
Clean is
them.
the most
Yeah,
is the best one.
it's the
Is the
best and
most
most
noticeable.
memorable. Yeah, so just remix that.
It really is. Yeah, I don't even remember.
Recycle
I
the
love
same
two. I
stuff.
think two is the best game out of them, and I don't
Two is
remember the title song.
no, but two is the best
And I don't
game.
remember what the title song was. Yeah, the two is the best game. Like out of everything, mechanically, story wise,
Yep,
probably the most nuts. But still, it's the one that just starts to just go bonkers
it does.
with the story.
Yeah,
But it is still
it's
the
out
best.
there. Yeah, agreed.
But anyways, we'll move on to tabletop games now because we actually have some tabletop game stuff. This is a big deal, and me and Tomas would would know more about it because it's D&D related. Hasbro, the parent company of Wizards of the Coast, is finally buying or has bought D&D Beyond, the until recently um, service that was like a third party service that got the rights for the books to sell them on their site. So people would always worry because apparently Wizards of the Coast in the past has dropped things just based off of ideas and things like that, and trying
Mhm,
to do their own services in the same regard and then failing. So people
mhm.
were getting worried that that may happen again to D&D Beyond at some point. But this kind of seals that in that now that they own D&D Beyond, they're basically saying instead of making our own, we're just going to
Yeah,
go buy the one that's working. I mean, they
yeah,
said, I mean, why even bother? Because D&D Beyond has 10 million subscribers apparently.
yeah.
So they plan on keeping everything the same right now, and then just adding more onto it, which means D&D Beyond will potentially have more money to do stuff with. I would
Mhm,
imagine. A lot of people are hoping for some sort of combination with the hardcover books that maybe will get codes for D&D
mhm,
Beyond versions, or I'm thinking they'll probably go with like maybe a pre-order version where you could buy the physical version and get like $15 off the D&D
mhm.
Beyond version or something like that. I don't know. That's what I'm kind of thinking is going to happen more than them letting you just get them both at the same time.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of potential here, a lot of craziness, but it is another company eating another company. But this one's a hard one because D&D Beyond has never been its own. It's
Yeah,
always been owned by someone.
it's always been connected to D&D.
Well, it's
So,
always been owned by it was owned by
yeah.
Fandom. I think it was owned by
Oh.
Twitch at some point.
Really?
Uh-huh.
It's been owned by a couple companies. It's been passed around.
Huh.
Uh-huh.
So this is not like
I
new,
see. Sloppy
basically.
seconds, huh?
Well, does this mean does this mean though that we're finally gonna get like a online table on D and
So
D?
a virtual
Like,
tabletop, that's
yeah.
what people are hoping for, because D&D Beyond has been flirting with the idea for a while that they were going to do it. Like it was always been part of their stretch goals,
Mm-hmm.
but they've basically said their priority is to make the game work on their website beforehand and then add it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I don't know. I mean, there's lots of rumors going around. Apparently, D&D Beyond was in talks with VTT, the virtual tabletop. I think it's Foundry. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's another virtual tabletop. And they were in talk with them about doing some sort of combination deal, but that fell through. So now people are starting to wonder if Hasbro will have the gall to go buy either Roll20 or
Mm-hmm.
VTT or a different virtual tabletop and then just convert it to their own. But that
Yeah.
comes with a lot of baggage because you can
Yeah.
go do that, but then what about all the other games that are on that service? Do you just
Hmm.
cannibalize that stuff and just this is now a D&D thing, or do
Yeah.
you just allow that stuff on a server, as essentially their competition
Mm.
being sold on the same service, or
Yeah.
and then when you do start doing that kind of stuff, you start alienating, and people want to leave because they don't want to be around. If basically they don't want to play D&D, they're there to play those other games. Like for instance,
Yeah.
Roll20 does Call of Cthulhu, and I got a new email today about Roll20 doing a new Marvel role playing game that I
Oh
was
yeah.
actually going to talk to you guys about, but we'll leave that for a different time. But that got me interested as well. But that's just kind of going on another one of those things. It's like that's another one that would be another role playing game on a service. Like so, if they bought Roll20, would they even do that? Can they do that? I mean, I don't
Mm.
know. I don't know. What do
Yeah.
you think, Tomas? You're the one knows
I mean,
involved in this more than Kyle, but
I'm
can speak up as well.
I'm just curious if number one we're gonna get a virtual tabletop, and if we're gonna get our, like I said, if we're gonna get our own, or if they're gonna eat something or buy something. Um, I mean, it makes sense to buy something because it's already done for you. But you're right. Like if you get Roll20, then are you gonna keep the other games on there? I mean, personally, if they're your competition, I don't think they would. Because why would you fund your competition? But I I mean, I one could always hope.
Yeah, I don't know. You would think it would just because if it what's nice about them doing that is it would be a service that already works. Whereas
Yeah.
if they have to build it from the ground up, there's going to be growing pains. There's
Mhm.
going to be
Mm.
growing pains. And
Yep.
it's so you kind of want them to buy another one, but at the same time, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a bummer. So it's a tricky situation, but really I think the main good thing about this is that we no longer have to worry about D&D Beyond is
Yeah.
D&D now.
Yeah,
So,
I think that's a good thing because that was always kind of a hesitation for me. I've started to buy some of the books on D&D Beyond, but that was always kind of a hesitation for me because I was like, I don't know if I'm going to get to keep these. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, and so I'm glad that it's like, oh, okay, I can buy these and I can buy more of these and feel secure.
we feel
Like,
more comfortable that this is their primary service now. They're not
yeah,
gonna Wizards of the Coast isn't going to make their own service to compete
yeah,
against the service that already exists,
exactly.
which they've done in the
Exactly.
past.
Yeah,
So,
no. Yeah, I believe it. So yeah, I'm glad for that. But at the same time, yeah, I'm I'm curious though also like I know in the past, I don't know from experience, I just know from stories. I know in the past that D&D kind of got a little too complicated for its own good. Like they would
yeah,
just
in 3.5, 3.0, and 3.5,
yeah. I'm
people
just
consider that.
worried about with the website, like, oh, it's so easy to access on the website. Why don't we just shove everything on there? And then it's gonna be like overwhelming.
I don't think they would do that just for the simple fact that they already basically if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Right now,
Yeah.
the only things they've been really changing are are things that are more set in stone to make them a little more customizable, like the races that are coming
Hmm.
out soon with the multiverse. Uh, they're basically making it so you can customize them a little bit better and things like that. And they are adding things, but they're not really adding like rules. They're just adding
Yeah.
more to the already established rules.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think I wouldn't worry about that. Now,
Yeah.
when we get to 5.5, I'd worry about more alterations, but I don't think they're going to. I think it's going to be more like a 3.5, where they're just basically going to take all uh, the problems people have with the system and essentially alter or change them to
Change them.
make them better.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
also the nice thing about a website, ease of correction. Like I can
that is
just
one.
alter
I
it there.
Yeah, I
You know.
brought that up when I was talking to somebody else because that is one thing I've noticed because I own all my books on D&D Beyond. I don't own them physically, but I've noticed that the D&D Beyond they upgrade their books consistently, which you'll never get an upgrade on
Yeah.
your on your physical book.
Physical copy. Yeah, they're not
So
gonna send you one in the mail being like, "Hey, we made a
we changed
correction."
this. Uh, So it's actually come up in one of our games. I don't remember what it was, but there was a rule that I remember one of our players was having issues with. Is because his book had said something different. whereas on D&D Beyond it was saying a different
Yeah.
explanation because they had altered it or fixed it.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting idea. Do you have anything to say on this, Kyle? I know you're being quite quiet there.
Well, I'm just letting you guys roll. I'm here for the ride.
All right, cool. Yeah. So you got anything else you curious, wondering about this, Tomas?
Well,
or-
like I said, I think I'm pretty much covered. I'm excited for it. For me, I see more positives than negatives, so I'm happy about it. So yeah, I'm excited to see if they do something with the virtual tabletop because I think Hasbro definitely has the money that they get to make
Oh yeah,
something really fun.
Hasbro's got money to throw around, so
Yeah.
and they know that D&D is a big money maker.
Mhm.
So I'm
It's
guessing they're gonna
it's
do
become huge in the past
So
several
to have
years.
it
But
to have a place where people can play online that they also run and operate
Mhm.
is probably very appealing to them.
Yeah, because I mean that would cut out subscriptions to Roll20 if you could pull those people off of there. You know, I imagine there's other sites that. Well, I know there's other sites like Fantasy Grounds and stuff. I don't know if they do anything else besides D&D. I think they do, but
Yeah, they do. They do. Yeah.
yeah.
All the virtual tabletops I know of, they do all of them or
Mhm.
everything they can handle. Basically, they try to add a bit of everything, anything popular.
Yeah.
So D&D is never usually the only focus, but it is usually the primary focus because
Yeah.
it is the biggest one.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. All right. Well, there we go. Hasbro buys D&D Beyond. What do you think? Let us know. Now that Kyle's been quiet for a while,
Let him
let's
talk.
get over to the end of the week. He took his break. What do you got, Kyle?
Yeah, so actually, the reason I've been able to play video games, well, let me move my mic. The reason I've been able to play games, my back went out this week, and
Oh,
Oh
dang.
no,
yeah,
that is
yeah, no,
hell. That happened to me a little
Yeah.
while ago. That was fucking
it's
awful. Sorry.
Yeah, that's the worst.
it is overdue. It's been a few years, I guess, but yeah, I haven't been taking great care of myself. Anyways, it'll probably lead into my soapbox. But before that, before I forget, there's a show on HBO Max called Winning Time, and it's about the Showtime Lakers with Magic Johnson and Jerry Buss and all that. Oh my gosh, I watched the whole whatever's available so far. It's if you want to learn about the Lakers and that dynasty, oh man, it's such a good show. All right, but besides that, after I watched that show, I was stuck in bed and laying down for a few days now, and I played a couple games on my Switch that I've been meaning to play, and one of them is called Death's Gamut, which is also on PS4 and a PC game. And I just read that it's was published by Adult Swim Games. I didn't know they were a publisher like that, but they
No.
published it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're awesome. I didn't know they made anything in a
Yeah,
while. I think last thing I saw that they made was some sort of cooking game. I'll have to
that
definitely
sounds
check that
more
out.
like up their alley. This one's more. This is a Castlevania style game, and it's pretty fun. I've been looking for something to fill the void since the Blasphemous game I beat multiple times is over and done with. The sequel is coming out for Blasphemous, so keep your.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know you guys are ready for that, but yeah, just a 2D, side-scrolling kind of adventure. And this is not as good as Blasphemous, but it will fill the void in the meantime. And it's called Death's Gamut. It's recently came out on Switch, but it's been out, I guess, for Windows for a while. But yeah, if it's a Castlevania style game, it has the story, has the upgrades. It's fun if that's what you're looking for. I like it because I can play it on Switch, obviously, and my back is out, so that was perfect.
Yeah.
The other one was called Apple Night, which is a mobile game that was on Switch, and I think I probably bought it for $1 or something.
Oh, have you betrayed your mobile Star Wars? Are you finally done
Oh,
with
okay.
that?
Well, you guys want to talk about Galaxy of Heroes?
Don't
I'm
do it.
sorry. I'm
You
sorry. I
want
tried. I walked into it.
Not yet.
I walked
Not
into
yet. It's still draining my soul every day, just a little bit, piece by piece. Not my wallet anymore though. Haven't paid money for that game in
Oh,
a
well, that's
long
good.
time. But just my soul, just what really matters. No, Star Wars. I just do the check-ins, but Apple Night is the same kind of game as Death's Gambit, and side-scrolling Castlevania kind of game. Much more simplistic compared to Death's Gambit, but it was interesting. I had both of them ready to go on the Switch, so it's like, why not just try both? The mobile one is just straightforward, obviously, right? It's a mobile game. You get in, you get out. Death's Gambit is if you want a little bit more story, a little bit more of a challenge. So those are the indies. Those are the indies of the week.
All right.
And yeah, I'm not sure what you were looking up, Tomas, but
Well, there's like these images of like it looks like a lady holding like a blindfolded
oh yeah,
baby,
Yeah,
and it's like
there's a couple
crying.
trailers. It looks interesting. Yes, they both are very Castlevania-esque. I got a little bit of a Shovel Knight vibe for
a
Apple
little
Knight,
bit,
so I'm
not
not
nearly as
sure.
good. I wouldn't. Shovel Knight's so good.
You wouldn't even compare. Of course not. Oh, yeah, Shovel
It's
Knight's
so good.
amazing.
I wouldn't. Yeah,
My
it's too good to compare.
son just bought it again because he never owned it on Switch.
Nice.
So we were at Best Buy the other day because we were killing time for some reason, and they had the stuffed animal, the Shovel Knight stuffed
Mm-hmm.
animal. It came with the digital code, so he
A
got
little
that.
combo.
We were there. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. It's a cool little combo. Now he's been playing it like nonstop again. That was like one of his first like big games he got
Yeah, that's a
into.
good one.
Shovel Knight. It came out like at a perfect time for him as he just got into like gaming.
Yeah,
So
that
he
one
was like
is.
beating his head against Mega Man, and then he got that,
Oh,
and it was
nice.
like perfect.
Yeah, Shovel Knight is better than both of these games combined, but I can't talk about Shovel Knight every week, so.
Yeah, yeah. I think we've all heard enough about Shovel Knight.
Yeah.
So great
So
though.
Tomas,
All right.
don't look up Blasphemous then. If Death's Gambit got you, don't look up the Blasphemous game because that one. Woo!
Yeah.
And this is like 2D graphics, man. This is like pixelated stuff. So maybe not the
Yeah,
artwork though. Maybe you saw
for
like
sure.
the artwork picture or something. Anyways, don't show it to me. I don't
Yeah.
want to see it.
Anyways, all right. Well, we're gonna go onto our soapboxes here. So why don't we move on from you playing these games on Switch? So
Yeah.
what do you
Yeah,
got,
the
Kyle?
Switch, in my opinion, is still king of the consoles currently because I could take it to my bed when my back is not working. Because I wanted to play Elden Ring.
It all
Yeah,
is
Yeah.
I wanted, I wanted to play Elden Ring. You know, I was like, well, I can't work today, but I can't go downstairs and lay on the floor and look up at my giant TV. Like, it's not going to work. So I grabbed the Switch and I was like, man, this is it. Now, I guess the Steam Deck is what, I could possibly play Elden Ring on, but eventually,
Yeah,
Yeah.
eventually.
But good luck trying to get one of those right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And
right.
yeah, it's rough.
but so maybe that will take its place. But for me, the Switch is still king because I can play it while my back is completely thrown out.
I mean, that's awesome. I mean, I haven't been playing my Switch at all, so
Yeah, it had been a while. I'll be honest. It took an
unfortunately,
injury. It took a
yeah.
big old injury for me to
And
do it, but I love it.
to knock down that Switch is king thing, if you don't mind me stepping in here.
So
Little
go ahead,
side
push
story
me off the
here.
soapbox.
Sorry. My son got an OLED Switch, so I was gonna
Oh
say he
yeah,
got an OLED Switch a while
Oh, yeah?
ago. But we transferred all the
uh-huh.
stuff like they tell you to do.
It's kind of a hassle. Yeah,
And yeah, it's a pain in the butt, but we did it. This was he got it for Christmas,
nice,
so it was like the end of last year.
nice.
So we did that, and then a couple days ago, he started playing Animal Crossing again for some reason.
Okay.
He turned it on. His town was gone.
Ooh.
So apparently his town gonna get transferred over.
Oh.
So just kind of. So now he's stuck, and we went on his old Switch, and it's already gone.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That
So I
sucks.
have no idea what happens
Dude,
through
that
that whole
sucks
process.
so much. That happened to me with Neo. I got my PS5, right? and I was waiting for a game. I was actually waiting for Elden Ring to come out on PS5. I had Miles Morales. I had beat that. I had Assassin's Creed. I almost beat that. It's the first Assassin's Creed I don't think I beat in a long time, but that's a different story
Yeah.
for a different time. But yeah, so I was like waiting for Elden Ring. So I was like, oh, I'll play Neo. I loved Neo 2. I'm gonna play Neo 2. And it was a free transfer over, so I'll do that. And I transferred all my stuff over, and I went to play, and it had none of my saved stuff. I got all my trophies and stuff, but my game was gone.
That
sucks.
it is annoying. Yeah, they haven't figured that
Well,
out.
I guess you just knocked my that was my complaint of the Switch, to knock it off its pedestal, but apparently I'm having a PS5 too, so
It's just everything. Nobody's figured it out.
yeah, it just sucks. And especially something like like Animal Crossing, I don't know what's worse. They're probably both terrible. But I know Animal Crossing is annoying because it's basically all it is putting hours onto it. Really,
Yeah.
Nothing's hard. It's just how much
Doing
time
chores,
you put in it.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, essentially. So that's what really sucks when you lose it. Is like you
I
just
did
you
all
just
those
lost
chores.
All those
Yeah,
hours.
chores.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
really just losing time.
I thought it was all in the
Yeah,
cloud
that
save,
sucks.
anyways. Maybe.
I thought so too. And
No, don't get me started on this cloud, man.
Yeah, magical cloud that holds all the
Old
data.
man yells at cloud.
Yeah, I know, right?
You got anything else, Kyle, for the Switch? Is it still king
It's
in
still
your book?
king because I was actually able to play a video game this week.
Did it survive Alan's charge?
Yes, it still does. It still holds up. Yeah.
All right, Tomas.
Go ahead.
Why the PS5 though? I mean, why why PS5?
So actually, Kyle, in talking about how hard it is, actually in doing talk and how hard it is to get the portable stream thing. So my fiance's birthday is coming up. She's been really struggling to get online with Elden Ring, and granted, we don't think it's necessarily a PS5, PS4 issue, but she was just kind of like, I want a PS5. I want to see the graphics. I want to enjoy it.
Is she playing on a PS4?
Yeah, she's playing on a PS4.
Okay.
No.
So I was like, all right, I'll find you a PS5. How hard can it be? It's been like a year since you bought mine.
It's
hard. We're laughing at you.
So I started looking up websites. I called Target, I called Walmart, called GameStop.
I should have known, dude. I was in Best Buy like a week ago. They had 10 of them on the shelf. And I was like, did you guys just get these? They're like, yeah, we just got them in. I was like, oh, well, good luck to everybody. I would have totally grabbed you one.
Well, supposedly GameStop is supposed to have a shipment come in on the 20th.
Someone on the black market told you this? You got people in the dark
web? That's what the clerk told me at GameStop.
Did you have to slip him a $5 just to get him to tell you?
Oh, I
get some this week. So give me a 10, might come tomorrow.
But it's a first come first serve thing, you got to be out there.
In time.
Yeah, and so that's my soapbox, is once again complaining about why? It's been how long?
Year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Like,
I don't know when exactly I did my whole hunt for one, but it was like last year.
Yeah, I don't understand what happened. I thought by now.
Yeah.
It's not. It's still. The chip shortage is still a thing. That's why. That's all it is.
Lord.
It's not. It's not exactly a PS5 thing. It's everything is struggling right now.
Yeah, but I mean, also, it's apparently it sold more than like the PS4 did when it came out, and
yeah, that shows you.
So there's a little bit more popularity for it, right, than previously. So there's that too, right? You're right. The shortage thing is real, but also people are still just buying them up because you can still resell them for.
Yeah, no, I still see people selling them for like $900, $1,000. Like there was one that I saw where I thought at first it was the actual price because it was like 700 and some, and I was like, okay, maybe with tax and everything, that's right. And
Oh.
and I started reading the descriptions though to be sure.
Hmm.
And I got to one a description, and the dude was like, "Yeah, this is a couple $100 more than what they want at the stores. Are you willing to negotiate it all and stuff like that?" And I was like, "Wait a second, are you serious?
Oh.
Like, people are still
Oh yeah.
doing this?
Heck
Like,
yeah.
I
Yep.
just,
I thought about doing it when I saw them at Best Buy. I was like, I could make a couple $100 right now, easy.
I know, right? But that's what's blowing my mind. Is that like, I don't know. People are
Yep.
paying this.
Oh
I don't
yeah.
know. It's
They are.
just,
I just talked to my buddy, and I wasn't talking to him a lot during the PS5 when it came out, but he said he has a friend that just easily dropped $1,000 on a PS5
yeah.
and drove 3 hours to pick it
What?
up.
Okay, I don't know about
Oh
all
my
that. I
word.
don't know why you do them
Yeah.
both.
No, all I was saying was
One or the
that
Yeah.
other.
shows that there's people out there that are to
Yeah,
do it.
that
Yeah.
shows how much people want
'Cause
to
that's
do
what I
it.
said. I
Yeah.
was like, if I'm paying $1,000, you better bring that shit to me.
Yeah, I know, right?
Mail it to me.
That better come delivered.
Yeah.
Or I drive 3 hours and I get the price I want. Like that's the deal.
Yeah.
A fat
Yeah.
discount at least for
Yeah.
gas.
Exactly.
my
Here's the
Yeah.
time.
thing though, people are
sure.
trading them in though. So there's they
Yeah,
quickly go out,
I-
obviously, but they are getting traded in.
There
Yeah, I have
are
been-
refurbished ones. Yeah,
I have
noticing.
been watching for that. The reason I ended up calling GameStop was because on their website they had a refurbished one.
Oh, okay.
And I called them and I asked them, I was like, "Do you still have this in store?" And the guy was like, "Oh yeah, we kind of need to update
Oh,
our
yeah, dude.
website because that's been sold a while
There-
back."
Oh yeah,
their
those
website-
Oh,
the
come
website
on.
stuff has been getting me
There's
too.
websites.
Not just
GameStop.
them. some
Yeah,
ones
but
too.
GameStop's
Yeah,
really bad.
Walmart was the same thing. Like Walmart was like, "Yeah, we have this and this," and I was like, "Okay, go." And it was like, "Oh, we're sold out." And I was like, "Oh,
All right, so if I
on.
find another one out there,
Yeah,
I'll-
let me know."
Well, here's the thing. I'll just
Get
get
your
it
money for it.
because I could resell it.
Yeah, and I'll pay
So-
you back.
Yeah, I got you. I'll look
Yeah.
out for them now. I was surprised. I was like, you guys just got them in there, and like the employees were taking videos of it. They're like, they were even stunned. I was like, oh, that's
Yeah.
not a good sign, but all right.
Right?
For sure. I
Man.
would, if you have Sam's Club or Costco, I'd watch those two.
I
Those two are
checked-
the best ones.
Yeah, I checked Costco. I didn't see anything there, but I don't have a Sam's
Yeah, you
Club, so
gotta
I wasn't
watch
able
them,
to check
'cause
there.
That is still the thing. It's you can
Yeah.
get lucky, but they sell out still pretty quick.
Yeah.
So you
Now
gotta, follow
I've
some
been-
people on Twitter. Wario64 is a good one sometimes, and there's a couple others. that you
Yeah,
can-
there's
yeah,
better ones.
I've been following. I've been
there is.
I've been following since I told her I was going to do it, and that was like I think Friday of last
Oh,
week. So it's
okay.
been a week, and every day I've been getting up, looking on the websites, trying to. No, nothing. I'm just
Yeah,
like,
it's-
oh, come on.
It's rough. Yeah, it's a rough thing to get still. It's
Yeah.
I didn't know. I thought you
mean-
both had a PS5. I did.
No, she usually was okay to just kind of get my scraps. Like I get a new system, she got the
Uh-huh.
old one.
Yeah.
But then yeah, she was watching me play on Elden Ring and stuff, and she was like, "No, I
Does
want
it
this."
look better?
And I was like, "All
Does
right,
it look
well,
different?
it's not that it looks better, dude. It just it loads
Oh
so much
yeah, that
faster."
loading. Oh, I do love
Like,
the loading
yeah.
on the PS5 thing.
Oh yeah, loading into Elden Ring 2 is like you can see where there was like a loading screen and it just goes
Yep.
past it.
Yeah,
It's like I didn't.
I know.
What was that?
I don't have time to refill my beer anymore. It's like, oh
yeah,
man,
for
like,
sure.
this is too great. So I'm sober now. I just play,
sure.
play my
Pretty
video games
amazing.
sober. So great.
Yeah,
Alright.
no, I know what you mean. But anyways, here you go, Alan. What's this about child?
Oh, my
child
All right.
play?
Okay. So
Okay.
this is what I saw today. So we're gonna end on a little funny note here. So we love speedrunners and stuff. So
I do.
today I was on
I do.
TikTok
Yeah, I think they're fun.
and I found out about something. So I don't know if you two have heard of the new game that came out, Lego: The Skywalker
Yeah.
Saga.
Yes.
Lego
I've
Star
heard of
Wars.
it. Yes, I've heard of it.
It had come out recently, and it's but I wasn't looking into it, but now I've been seeing some stuff about it. It looks pretty good. Like it looks like a pretty.
Yeah.
I haven't really been interested in a Lego game for a while. This
Well,
one looks really good.
sorry, I'm gonna step up on the soapbox again real quick. Supposedly, it has like all the Star Wars stuff
Yeah,
in
it's
like
supposed to be
one
the
game.
entire saga,
So
entire Skywalker saga. So
yeah.
from
Phantom Menace,
Phantom Menace to Rise of Skywalker.
Revenge of the
Mhm.
Skywalker.
And I don't know if there's any Clone Wars stuff on there, but there's like talk of DLC and stuff. So we'll see what happens.
All right.
I know Mandalorian is on there, the character at least. I
Oh.
don't know if he's like if his stuff's on there, but I know
Oh, he's
he's
part of it
the
now.
character.
You made it, guy.
Yeah.
You did it.
But anyways, so in the game, they were worried about, you know, the whole youngling thing, right? They were like
Uh,
worried that
Oh
people
yeah.
would take Anakin and like kill the baby Jedi's and stuff like that.
uh-huh.
So they're like, you know what? We're gonna do something here.
hmm
We're gonna make it so you can't kill children in the
Uh,
game.
Okay.
And that includes apparently that includes like Anakin, like kid Anakin who you can play. The other player can't kill them. Like
Oh.
the enemies can, but the other player can't kill them. They can't destroy them,
Okay.
right? Okay, so it's interesting. Well, what they didn't figure out is that apparently some of the Jedi's, when they attack, they kind of do this juggle thing where they'll knock the character up. And
uh-huh.
normally when they do that, it just kills the character, the whatever they're fighting. Well, you
Uh-huh.
can't kill children. So they're now learning to juggle them and jump over these large gaps of levels to get past
Oh.
stuff by juggling the children in the air and knocking them around while beating them. I gave you guys a link you can look at if you want to see this in action. It's pretty wacky,
Yeah, I
but
gotta see
why I
this.
bring this up is, does
Yeah,
this
hold on.
solve the
I am watching
problem?
it right now.
Is the pro So I would look it up on YouTube. These guys are like, it's really short, so
Yep.
they're probably just
I'm
gonna see it
watching
real
right
quick in the
now.
background. But it's really short.
He's
But
just rocking it across the level.
so that's just an example of what it is. He just juggles it across and basically gets past that opening.
And then the kid just gets up like, all right, let's just keep moving here. I'm
So
okay.
this was the solution that they came up with to avoid. So does this negate the solution? Because they didn't want, people just killing younglings or killing children in the game. But now we have this problem.
This
So
endless torture loop
yeah,
of just
is this better? Is what it's getting at.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think it's incredible that they found that glitch so fast. But speedrunners find
that flaw.
the glitches so quick
Yeah.
nowadays. It's like
Oh yeah.
immediately. Yeah, man. It's you put it in the game. You got to live with it now. And
Yeah, it's your own fault.
what do
You
they care?
shouldn't have
Like
done that.
people that play speedruns, it's like free publicity in my opinion. Like
Yeah.
I
Oh, of
so
course.
but yeah, that is but you're also damaging them. Like you're whacking them pretty good there.
Yeah. He's just screaming the whole
Yeah, like
time. Just that
that lightsaber looked really good
I mean, you
though.
got to do that. You got to do that on mute, or
Yes.
else your conscience
While I
might
was
get
looking,
your
I
conscience might get ruined if you don't do that on mute, man. It's like, oh man, this game whacking him.
I heard about this and I had to look it up. So I did see a lot of the graphics again. The game actually looks fantastic.
It
It actually
surprisingly
made
looks
me
good.
interested in playing it again.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
does look
so
fun.
I am now debating grabbing at some point, but it is just to play with my family again because that was a good game. I played both the original Lego Star Wars. I remember getting them on Xbox, the first two, and those are really fun. But I haven't really played a Lego
Yeah,
game
you and I
since.
beat one way back in the day.
Yeah, yeah, we did. I think we beat the first one, and then I remember because I actually beat them again with Sarah because I really enjoyed those games. But they do get
Yeah.
repetitive. Like each one for a while is like the same game, so
Uh,
I kind of I started avoiding them. But after seeing the new stuff on this one, I'm kind of interested in checking it out again. So I may have to grab it. It looks like they updated a lot of the like the combat and stuff. It's not as just beat 'em up. It's a little bit
oh.
more complex. So I'm
You
curious
ever
about that as
play
well.
any of the other ones, the like Harry Potters or anything?
I
I
did do the
played
first.
Batman with someone.
I did play the Batman one. I remember
Yeah,
that.
Batman was
I
good.
did play Harry Potter. With because it was back when I was trying to just get into it for everybody else's sake. And it was all right. I remember playing Indiana Jones.
Oh yeah.
I don't. I didn't do any of the Marvel ones though, and I kind of wish I
You know
did, but
what? Okay,
I
you
never
want to hear
touched
something
them.
funny about the Marvel ones? I've probably mentioned this
Yeah.
before. I feel like I've told this story, but my wife and I, we every once in a while we play a video game together, and it'll be like a date night, and it's just an easy night, like instead of going out. And so I was like, we got to
Mhm.
just pick an easy win, something super fun, super easy. And I had Lego Marvel's superheroes laying around, and we got stuck. Like we were, like my video game brain was like, well, this is what you have to do, and I was overthinking it, and I missed
Hmm.
something. Like I had to build something, and you don't ever really die. You just keep exploding in that
Yeah.
game,
Yeah.
and so we were stuck for like 20 minutes on this first boss of this stupid game, and I was like, this became more frustrating than a normal game, than any other game we would have picked. I was like, all right, putting that away, never playing that again. So I kind of shot myself in the foot because I overthought it. Thought it'd be fun, and it wasn't. Just play It Takes Two. That's a good couples game. It Takes Two.
Yeah, we never beat that one. We were working on it, and then I don't remember. We just got
Oh, you got to
distracted,
beat
and I
it.
haven't gone back to it. You know what happens? You guys know what happens. Like you like working on a game, and then like you're like, oh, we can't play today, and so you kind of move on, and you keep going, and like for some reason you don't get back to it, and then it seems like the longer it takes you to get back to it, the longer it takes you to get back to it. Like, it just keeps
Yeah.
extending it.
Weird, yeah, how
It's really
time works.
yeah,
It took us it took us a couple
exactly.
months to beat it, and it's well worth it though.
Yeah, we need to get back to it because they have a PS5 upgraded version. So we were like, I
Oh, there you
downloaded it
go.
and everything, and I was like, oh, we're gonna do it.
Yep. You
So
only
we
need one copy.
exactly.
The
So
only
it's
the other person
I'm
plays for
excited for
free.
that for sure. We get split anyways, right? You don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to.
What?
Uh, you don't have to play online, so you can just do split screen
Oh yeah, we just played
as
on
well.
the split screen. Yeah. Oh yeah, duh. I don't.
Of
You guys
course.
live together. I don't know why.
Yeah, that makes it easier.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Makes video gaming together easier. All right. Okay. So I think that's it. I think that's it. I talked about my child flight. That's what it's called. Look it up. For Lego Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, it's a good
You'll
hoot.
find some funny videos.
Yep. Good hoot.
But I think that's it for us this week. Episode 34 is out. So I will see you all next time.
All right.
See
Bye.
you guys.